Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about, of course, the new updates in Season 3 because they're new and I need to put out a video. But before I get into all that, make sure to like and subscribe because I want subscribers and we're trying to get to at least 50 by the end of my lifetime. Alright, important things to know. I'll just be going over basically like bullet points almost. There's two new guns. There's a new tactical rifle. Its nickname is the Squall, and it's garbage. It's literally the worst gun ever. It does almost no damage in full auto, so you're only really gonna get good damage off in semi-auto. And its fire rate is pretty slow. Mobility also is lacking, to say the least. The other one is the Intervention. It's from the original Modern Warfare series, and it's surprisingly better. I mean, of course, in Warzone, it still doesn't one-shot to the head. Activision, get on that, because I want one-taps to the head again. But it's still pretty good. I mean, definitely not the worst sniper in the game. Its damage is in the middle, and its fire rate is okay. It's not terrible, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. But let's go back to game modes, because that's the most important part, obviously. They're bringing back Gunfight, which is always a nice addition to see. And from the leaks, it also seems like they're bringing back Plunder, for Warzone 2, finally, to be able to level up guns. But also new features in like DMZ. They're adding a barter system to the marketplace thing, whatever it's called, buy station. You'll be able to trade in items you find on the floor, like bandages and other stuff, and you'll be able to get like munitions box, other field upgrades, and from when I played, you could also get specialized vests, and specialized backpacks that help you in certain areas, like reviving your teammates faster. Or one of the backpacks, I believe, basically gives you permanent ghost as long as you have it on. Another very cool thing that they added, though, is Warzone Ranked, where you can climb the ranks and get rewards. Currently, I think it's in the game right now, the World Series of Warzone, I believe it's titled. I haven't actually played any of it, so if you guys have, leave it in the comments down below. But I heard it's pretty interesting. But it's a great addition to see. Finally, you can go against people your actual skill level instead of totally random people. Some things they changed, though, are the Battle Pass. They've allowed for more sectors to be made called the Black Cell, which are new. It's almost like a new tier of the Battle Pass. So instead of buying the normal Battle Pass, there's also Black Cell, which gives you more skins, blueprints, and exclusive items you wouldn't get if you just had the normal Battle Pass. It's very interesting, and I highly suggest you check it out. But while you check out the Black Cell, you might as well check out my other videos on my channel. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Another game mode that I might have missed is Massive Resurgence, which is basically just Resurgence like on Ashika Island, but instead it's on the normal island. So, much more space, much bigger play area, much more people, much more fun, but also a lot more chaos because, a lot of people on a confined area of a larger map. It gets very, very sweaty, especially when you're playing duos or trios. On to game mode number 4 or 5, I believe. They added Cranked back, which is originally from Ghosts. And for those who don't normally play Call of Duty, Cranked is where when you get a kill, you go faster. And yeah, your movement is just much faster. And if you don't get a kill in under, I think it's 30 seconds, then you literally explode. But if you get a kill, timer resets, which allows, of course, in Modern Warfare 2, It's less campy than in Ghosts, but it's a lot slower than Ghosts, at least movement-wise. So it allows you, to move faster paced games. Sometimes maybe it might make it funner. There's a bunch of new items on the floor this season, though. And later in the season, they'll update it more. But some of the newer things are they're adding the tempered plate carrier vest back into the game. It used to be a perk in the normal Warzone 1. And I think this game it's different, but I could be wrong. And then they're adding, later in the season, like I said, a deployable buy station, which is going to be really cool. And then also perk packages, which I would assume you can find in chests later in the season. And other than that, they also added redeploy drones back onto the normal map. They used to be just in Ashika Island, but now they're in Al Mazrah as well. Alright, but now that we're done with all that stuff, let's get into the nerfs and buffs of Season 3. From what it says the ISO Hemlock has had its damage reduced slightly at all ranges. The M13B had its damage reduced mostly, and its mid-range damage increased. The STB-556 has been buffed, and pretty much all its damage is buffed except for its mid-range damage. They are lowering the damage from mid-range, but buffing the range of which it can shoot. The TAC-56 has had its headshot damage increased. The FTAC Recon has had its damage and movement speed increased. The Lockman 762 has had its movement speed increased. The SO14 has had its movement increased and also its minimum damage. The RPK is getting its close to mid-range damage reduced. The Tempest Turret is getting nerfed. All ranges are getting nerfed slightly, close to mid-range especially, and the headshot multiplier is also getting nerfed. The BAS-P is getting its damage range increased, and its ADS movement speed as well. The Lockman Sub, which is the MP5, is getting its burst damage increased on all limbs, and also its headshot multiplier, though, is being reduced. The MX-9, though, is getting its sprint to fire time buffed. The Vaznev is getting its headshot damage multiplier reduced. And that also goes for the Vel 46. And then there's a bunch of other things that I won't go over, which affect, like, the parts of the guns, like the 500 snake shot on the Basilisk. You'll just have to find another video by someone who actually cares about that stuff to go over it. After all these changes, I think if I were to predict the meta in the new season, I would probably say that the BAS-P would become meta, and if I were to go for an assault rifle, I would probably still go with the ISO Hemlock, because it's cracked, its damage is super high, its other stuff is really good. While its fire rate is slower, it doesn't really matter when it has such a high damage. Let me know if you want me to make more videos like this, covering updates or just, basic gameplay. I think the next video I might go over the changes in the new Overwatch season, season 4 of Overwatch. But let me know if you want me to cover more videos, more video games, I should say, more updates, more whatever. I'm down to basically do whatever. But like I said in the beginning of the video, like, subscribe, share with a friend, turn on post notifications, leave a comment, do almost anything, and I will be happy. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Before you go, check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/microburst.